2025 is the year of AI and AI agents, and here I am today to talk to you guys or show you guys a tier list of what I believe are going to be the top performers this year. Now, if you aren't already invested in this sector, you might be missing out, and it might be crunch time to get into some of these projects or do your own research on these. So now I'm going to be ranking them from S to D, obviously with S being the best and D being the worst. And this is kind of just a ranking system I have in my head from someone who's been in crypto for a while and kind of understands a lot of these projects, at least to some degree, right? Before we go on any further, guys, just remember this is a quick tier list video. I'm not going to be going in depth with a lot of these projects. I'm just going to be quickly talking about them. I have many other videos on my channel talking about these projects in greater detail. So without further ado, let's get right into it. First up is HyperGPT. Now, HyperGPT is essentially a launch pad and has a lot to do with that AI agent sector in crypto. I think it's going to do extremely well. It's an extremely small market cap for where I think it can go at the moment. It's only got 25 million market cap, and it has a lot of trading volume for what it is, right? You're buying it nowhere near the all-time highs. It's still got a long way to go. It's on a lot of exchanges that are quite good. Gate.io, MEXC, BingX, those standard ones. BitGet as well. That's quite a great exchange. And yeah, I just think that this is a great risk to reward ratio within the AI sector. It's got the marketable name about it. Remember, like we said before, GPT is a very kind of trendy and hypey name. So I think a lot of people or a lot of retail are going to buy HyperGPT. I am inclined to put this in S, but I will put it in A. I think it's right up there. Next up is Ocada AI, which is an AI agent project we have been speaking about on the channel for a very long time. I've got extensive details on my other videos talking about it. I think this might be S tier worthy, maybe just not, but I think it's really getting up there, guys. I think this is an AI agent which has got a lot to do with helping people simplify the blockchain, a lot of processes to do with the blockchain, copy trading agent, you know, security measures and everything like that. I think this could be a great starter tool for people to get involved within crypto and have AI agents helping them. This is going to be integrated into Solana phones, like potentially on the suite and everything like that. So a lot of people might have access to it. And also there's just a lot of hype going on with it lately. The price is coming back. I think these last two dips are going to do the same thing. And I think it's going to find all-time highs. Also, guys, you'll find here the market cap is extremely low. So I don't see any reason why this isn't worthy of being in the A or S tier category. They've got an app and everything like that. They've got a docs team. They've got a legitimate company set up. I think I'm going to put it in the S tier simply for the fact that it's a very, very low market cap still, and I think you can make a lot of gains on this project still. Next up is AI Agent Layer, which is one we've been speaking about on the channel for a while, and we made a great call on this in the Telegram. So you guys can join that free Telegram in my links down below in the description. We called it back down here before everyone was speaking about it. Now, this project, extremely interesting, right? 24-hour volume, 8.5 million volume, plenty of volume, guys. A lot of interest in this project, and it's kind of the same thing, right? If you guys go to the website in your own time, it's got a lot to do with making your own AI agents. It's built on the base blockchain. I think it has a very bullish kind of narrative behind it, and I'm going to be putting that into the A category as well. I really like this project. It's got a lot of interest and volume. Many people have been speaking about it. It's right up there for me. Next up is Agents AI, which I will be straight away putting into that B category. It's one of those projects that I think are just trying to take advantage of that AI agents narrative that's going around. The site looks really good and everything like that. I think it's got a lot of value behind that in terms of pumpermentals. I'm just not sure how effective this project actually is. So with that being said, we're going to be putting that into the B category. Very trendy name, just simple Agents AI. I think it's got that pumpermental factor about it. I think you're going to do well buying into it. However, I don't think it's as good as the other projects I've mentioned. AI voice agents will be going into the A category. I believe this is a great project. It's a little bit unique in the sense that it's kind of more focused entirely on just the sound and voice and music and everything like that. If you guys go check out the website, you can see that yourself. We'll go check it out quickly. For voice AI agents and everything audio. So there you go. It's specializing in audio, and they plan on bringing creation tools out for making your own music. Look, AI song creator. So that's coming soon. It's a very low market cap. I believe it's still around that 3 million market cap region. So for you guys that like those low market cap coin plays, definitely look into it yourselves and do your own research regarding that. Next up is Fame AI, which is one we have called on the channel extremely early. So let's take a look at Fame AI's graph right now. It looks like a blip in the ocean now from where we called it. We did call it at about 800k market cap. There's a video on the channel saying that, and it has gone absolutely parabolic since then, more than a 12x. So what is Fame AI? Fame AI is essentially making your own AI agent, your own kind of personality and person who you want to be online. So if you say wanted to make videos online, but you didn't want to put yourself out there, you could make your own AI agent about yourself. So it's a very interesting project. I see the value in it. And you know what? I might be putting this into the S tier. It might be an overplay, but Fame AI for me is on the S tier type of category. It's also something weird about it. It's on Bybit. Like, it's the only central exchange listing, and it's Bybit. Super hard to get on Bybit. So I don't know how that's happened, but it must have been like a someone knows someone type of thing. I'm going to put it into the S category. It's absolutely flown lately, and I think people are seeing the value in it. So now that it's caught steam, I think we can comfortably put it in that S category, because I think it's going to perform crazy well. Next up is Sensay, which I also will be putting in that A category. Sensay is another AI project. It is built on top of Ethereum, and it has got a lot to do with AI agents as well. So another interesting thing they have is making yourself kind of immortal, you know, training a replica to do and act like, do what you would do and act like you and have a mind essentially like you. So kind of creepy stuff, but cool nonetheless. They've got a docs team. That's the guy from, that's the owner, I believe, there. So cool project. I really do like it. It's quite low in market cap. This is pumping at the moment. So A for Sensay in my opinion. Next up is Synesis One, which was one of my favorite crypto picks before. I have lost a lot of conviction in this project. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I just think it has a great narrative behind it. I think it has great utility, but you know, sometimes in crypto, the graphs do not lie, and there has just been almost no interest for it as of lately, and it's quite sad to see, but it is what it is. The use case for it isn't exactly interesting to the general public, so I do see why there hasn't been much price action. People don't really care that much. However, you know, crowdsourcing data is very important. So we're going to put it in C. You know, as you can see from this graph, it just hasn't really recovered. Even when it tried to recover, it just got more and more bearish, and it's just been tapering off. You know, quite sad to see. Is what it is. It's definitely not the worst of projects, so I'll put it in C rather than D. Next up is Dasha. Actually, we're going to do Virtuals protocols first. Virtuals protocol, it's just an S tier, right? This thing has just not stopped the whole time. This is undoubtedly the biggest AI agents project. If you have your search filters or parameters on when you're searching for AI agents within CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, you almost always see projects called Freddy by Virtuals, or whatever it may be, some project like AIXBT, that project, right, by Virtuals. So many AI agents are coming from Virtuals. People were making them. They're becoming extremely popular very quickly, and this is kind of that launch pad or hub for those things to happen. So Virtuals is undoubtedly an S tier for me. Super high market cap now, but I think it's just going to keep running. Why wouldn't it, right? It's kind of like the king of the AI agents coins at the moment. It's going to keep running. Next up is Dasha, which I will also be putting into that S tier kind of category. I think Dasha is going to follow in the footsteps of Virtuals protocol. This is essentially like the same type of thing, just built on top of Solana. So as you can see here, a lot of interest is coming back for Dasha. It's only on 100 mil market cap. So if it was to follow in the footsteps of Virtuals and become the market cap that is now, it's about a 40x from here, or maybe potentially even more. So if you guys like that, we can have a quick check of the website. create agents, you know, that type of stuff, all that good stuff going on. So you can create your own agents there. And here's kind of like the agents people have made. Have a look at that in your own time. I think it's going to follow in the footsteps nice and well. Next up is AI16Z, which is this Eliza kind of agent thing. I'm going to be putting this into the B category. I know this is super popular and a high market cap and everything like that. A lot of people were talking about this project. It's going to keep climbing. We're all aware of it, but I just don't think it's as good as the other ones, right? That's simply what it is. It's a very high market cap. So for me, it's one of those things where I wouldn't personally get into that one right now. I think it's built on top of Solana. I think Dasha is essentially the same thing, if not better, but lower market cap. And I think you're going to make way bigger gains on Dasha. So that whole risk to reward ratio thing is taken into account there. So I think I'll put that in B. Next up is OpenServe, which is a project that's come around to me lately. I can't justify putting it above C for one reason only. I don't like this whole changes to the contract, you know, and people go, that's not always a bad thing, right? People will say to me, it's not always a bad thing. I completely understand. A lot of legitimate projects do have that warning, but it's just not for me. In my experience, when I've gotten into projects like that from last bull run, a lot of them end up rug pulling. Why even take that risk, right? If you can get into projects that you know are going to pump anyway, right? They're going to do just as well. Why would you take that risk? That's all I'm going to say. A lot of people always go, yeah, but it's legit. And it's like everything looks legit until it's a scam. Does that make sense? No one really thought Terra Luna was a scam until it was. And even that same goes for a lot of crypto projects. I mean, Safe Moon was extremely obvious, right, to people that were in the market. But, you know, people that don't do their research always think that. So OpenServe, I think they have a great narrative, great website, nothing against them. But yeah, C category. Next up is Sui AI, which, I mean, look at this graph, guys. I can't even believe this took off to this degree. This was called in my Telegram so long ago, down in these prices, absolutely guaranteed. There was someone going on about Sui AI, and I said to them, I was like, it's one of those projects where I think it's just riding the hype coattails of Sui, right? Because we all know the Sui narrative going on with that blockchain at the moment. I was somewhat wrong, guys. Like, it's pumped absolutely crazily. You can create agents here, I guess. But what I want to say is, don't you guys just think it's a little bit weird that it's called Sui AI and the whole narrative of it is just being built on top of Sui and called Sui AI? Like, if you were to make an AI project, a legitimate AI project, and you build it on top of Solana, you wouldn't call it Solana AI. It's trying to take advantage of that name and that hypey, pumpy narrative. So in terms of price action and whether this is going to keep pumping or not, it's probably an S tier, right? Like, a lot of people are just going to FOMO into it, but I just have a bit of a prediction that it's going to come crashing down. Maybe not, but for me, I'm going to put it in that B category then, like, just to be half in between, because the chance that it keeps pumping and pumping because of people talking about Sui and AI agents specifically, I do see it. So I'll leave it in B. It's either going to be one of those things that go to the moon or suffer a horrific crash. So if that's up to you, go for it. Next up is starrynift, which is a project that I absolutely love at the moment, to be honest with you guys. A lot of trading volume, decent market cap for those people that love those low market cap coins. This covers that AI and metaverse kind of narrative within crypto, right? So it's a bit of both. It's a really cool looking project. It's on a lot of central exchange listings so far. And yeah, the price action's been going extremely well ever since late November. So there's nothing bad to say about it, really. I think it covers a lot of narratives. I'm definitely going to be putting it in that A tier. Next up for me is Degen AI, which I talked about in my last video and I thought was a great project just to get involved with in terms of being exposed to the base blockchain, but also it's kind of a cool agent that shows you its trading history and everything like that. So I think that's got some form of value with it. Very risky project. For the sake of the video, I'm going to be putting it in C tier. I do not think it's ranked as high as these other projects, but I do think it has a place, right? I do think it has a place. If it starts gaining a lot of traction, I think it can do really well. It's on base. It's a nice narrative, you know, a degen trading bot. A lot of people in crypto are into those low market cap gems, and you can, if you can follow a trading bot, that makes life easier, than hallelujah, right? So decent coin, decent pick, nothing too crazy. C tier. Next up is Agent Rogue, which I will be putting into the D category, unfortunately. The reason being is because I think Agent Rogue is really gimmicky. So it's one of those projects that will kind of fizzle out. And there's another thing that one of our group members in our Telegram actually said, that Joe Rogan isn't a fan of crypto at all. So the potential of him sharing this project and getting a lot of traction, people talking about it, is very, very low, if not any. He might even FUD it, right? I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, it's just pumped up a lot recently for my liking. I think it's a very risky project at the moment. I wouldn't touch it. However, I think it can ride a bit of hype, get into those 10-20 mil region, but then dump. I think it's really gimmicky like that. So gimmicky kind of projects don't tend to do well. It's like those copycats with the memes, like say dog with hat, and then you've got cat with hat. They always get rugged, right? Or they just fall to zero. It doesn't necessarily need to be a rug. Next up is Ocada AI, which is a project that was first mentioned to me in my Telegram by a member who thought it had a bit of potential. It was a very, very, very low market cap when he mentioned it. Down here, I believe. So that would be in that 600k market cap region. Yeah, about there. And it's performed well. I mean, kudos to him, right? I think this is how most AI projects are going to go, though. I think they're just going to pump for the sake of it. The site isn't that great. You know, I don't think there's that much narrative about it, and this whole build AI agents kind of ecosystem is oversaturated, and I can't see this one doing extremely well. It's a very low market cap, so if risk for you could be your thing, right? So we'll put it in D, to be fair. Just because these projects are in that D category doesn't mean I think they're terrible. I'm kind of just comparing them to the other projects on the list. Next up is Scoutly AI, which is an AI project that has a lot to do with, I believe, the sports betting kind of community thing. And it's basically leveraging data and bringing AI agents to help find positive expected value bets, which basically means, for you guys that don't know what that means, is you're finding bets where there's more value in it, so you are technically winning long-term gambling, right? So I think this has lots of value. It's about how much hype this kind of attracts. A lot of people have been into it, a lot of trading volume. Only on MEXC so far. I see value in it. Like, let's take a quick look at the website, scoutly.gg, using AI to analyze and predict the outcome of sports. So you can search sports here, look up predictions. So there's a lot of value in it. Sports gambling and everything like that has gone up in popularity so much. So let's just put this into the A category. Actually, I was going to put it into that B category, in between there, but I think this has value, and maybe not necessarily this project in particular, just that whole narrative surrounding that. So maybe there's a better project, but we'll put idea of it around here. Next up is Agent Layer, which is essentially like AI Agent Layer. And the reason why I'm going to be putting it into the B category, because I think it's essentially like AI Agent Layer, except for it has a higher diluted valuation. So that means more coins are to come into circulation. And it doesn't have as much hype as AI Agent Layer for some reason. So, you know, it's only fair to put it a tier below, right? If we're just being honest. Next up is Nodely, which I will be putting into that B category. If it wasn't for just a few gut feelings, this would probably be in that A or S tier category. It is a GPU kind of project, again, like renting and lending GPU power, but this one seems quite legitimate in the fact that they're open about the revenue they make, they're open about how much GPUs they have, they don't have buy and sell taxes. There's so many positives for this project, and in kind of saying that, I do think that the name for me raises a bit red flags. I wish it was called something else. I think this Nodely, quite similar to Node AI, trying to ride that wave, but it does appear legitimate, guys. Like, I really do like this project. I'm gonna leave it in that B category. A bit harsh, I would put it into A, but it is what it is, right? We'll take a quick look at Nodely's price before we move on, which has been going absolutely parabolic. So the market is saying that it's definitely an A or S tier right now. So take of it what you may will. Next up is Decide AI, which I really did have a fair bit of conviction in before. I thought this was extremely unique in the fact that it was built on top of ICP, like unlike any other AI projects at the moment. So creating LLMs that benefit users, contributors, and developers. So a massive thing there for you guys. And I thought this was just a really interesting, unique project built on top of ICP. I thought it was a leveraged ICP play. I still really do like it. And I really do have a bit of belief in it, but the market at the moment is just saying no. So maybe we need an ICP pump before this really shows what it can do. But I did like it. Very unique, built on top of ICP. The market has just said no, so unfortunately I'm going to have to put it in C. I'm still in this project. I thought it was a great play. Going to be holding because I think it has a lot of potential. It's one of those kind of projects that are behind the scenes. They're not super hypey and everything like that, but the utility in them is quite effective, right? Next up is Strawberry AI, which I'm going to be putting into the B category. I think it's very similar to Ocada, except for it's a very high market cap. That's all there is to it, really. I just think Ocada is essentially the same thing at a very low market cap, and I think great things are coming for Ocada to outperform this in particular. So yeah, no real hate on it. I'm invested in Strawberry myself, so wouldn't want to FUD it, but I just think better opportunities, right? Next up is Spectre AI, which used to be one of my favorite AI picks. If any of you guys have been watching this channel for a long time, I did rank Spectre very highly and rated it very highly. However, I'm going to be putting it into the C category because I just don't know what's going on with these central exchange listings. There's still nothing. The buy and sell tax is still there. I've lost a lot of conviction in it. The market, however, is still saying this is a very valuable project. And the thing is, this is what I was saying before, guys. It has a great narrative. I think the AI trading bot has a lot of value behind it, and I think these people are above a lot of people in terms of the tech. So I think it's a great project. However, buy and sell taxes, just not for me anymore. I'm sorry, it's just how it is. Many other investors, the same thing. Next up is Node AI. For me, I'm going to be putting this into the B category for the chance that, you know, the buy and sell tax thing doesn't become too much of an issue, and the whole GPU lending and renting narrative is going to be absolutely massive because all these AI projects and running AI takes so much GPU power, and I don't think people realize how massive it is. So very useful project if they can really execute on that. Next up is Dolos the Bully, which has been absolutely smashed price wise, I believe. I'm going to be putting this in C category because, I don't know, I just think the hype is kind of not really there with it. It's very gimmicky. Again, it's not a full-on utility thing where you can launch agents on it and everything. A lot of these launch pads like HyperGPT, AI Agent, Dasha, Virtuals Protocol, they're going to do extremely well. But these one-off agent things, I don't think they're the places you want to invest your money in. They're quite good to get a pump or a bit of hype, but as an actual general rule, investing, I think you need to get into those ground floor type of projects. Artificial Super Intelligence Alliance, we're not going to be speaking too much about it. Bit half divided in it. I'm going to be chucking it in A because it's such a huge project. In terms of gains and making money, I think that's quite done with this project. Yeah, it might chuck a 5 to 10x from here during the bull market, but I'm assuming a lot of you guys are looking for a lot more than that. So next up is Altered State Machine, which I'm going to be putting into that B category. It covers the whole gaming and AI narrative with crypto, and I think it does it quite well. They've just recently rebranded their logo and everything like that, so I think they've done a good job with that, and I think they've got a lot to come with that. Just going to be going through these last ones quickly. Aioz Network is an A tier for me, potentially even S tier. This is listed on Coinbase. It's one of the very few AI projects that are already on Coinbase. That allows a lot of other people to get in on it, buy it, a lot of liquidity in amongst it and volume. So I think you'll be able to cash out nice profits with it. And yeah, it's just one of the top AI projects at the moment also. Solitis AI Tech, or C-ish kind of region. I think it's got a marketable name, a marketable logo. and they're doing all right things with that project, but there's just a lot of other areas I'd rather put my money in. That's what that one comes down to. chainGPT, I'm also going to be putting this in A. I think it's similar to HyperGPT in the sense that it's going to get a lot of bids, a lot of buys, simply because of the marketable name with GPT in it. A lot of people are familiar with it. Sometimes that's just how the market goes, guys. Some people will be watching this video and going, oh, this guy knows nothing. He's putting a coin in there just because it has GBT. Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes, guys. Like I said, AI agents, that project we just talked about here in that B category over here, is going to pump just because it's called AI agents. And sometimes it's as simple as that, what you're trading. Because if you guys remember last bull run, very similar thing happened with Metaverse. Like if there was a project called Meta something, it would just go 50x. Simple as that. And last but not least is IQ, which I will be putting into that B category. Kind of a whole Wikipedia AI kind of thing. Very interesting project. I like it. Quite a mid-cap project in the middle there, so mid-tier risk, kind of good unique project in the sense that it's not like the others. So yeah guys, that concludes the list. As you can see, I've listed a lot of AI crypto projects right here. Specifically, a lot of them were AI agents. If you guys have any objections, let me know in the comments down below. I've missed a lot of crypto, I know, but you can only fit so much in a video, right guys? So let me know which ones you'd like to see in the next video in the comments down below. And don't forget to chat to me in my community in our free Telegram in the link in the description down below. Say hi, ask me a question, whatever it may be. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, and peace.